You finally sat down tonight. The work was done, or done enough, and the moment your body touched the chair, something in you clenched. A small voice said, "You should be doing something." You are so tired. And still, rest feels like a thing you are always meant to earn and somehow never quite have. Sitting still doesn't feel like peace. It feels like guilt with the lights on. If you felt that tonight in your own chair, that is not laziness. There is an older reason for it. Stay close, and I'll show you where it comes from, and how, perhaps tonight, you might finally let yourself be still. There is a village in the realm of Emberhollow that never goes cold, and for years there was one reason why. They called her the Hearth-Keeper. As I tell you about her, you may catch your own reflection in the firelight, or you may see someone you love, the one who is always the warm one, always fine, always first to answer when someone calls in the night. This story is hers too. Here is how she finally learned to rest. She was the one who kept the great hearth of her village. While the others slept, she fed the fire. When a neighbor was cold, she carried them an ember in her own bucket. When a child was afraid of the dark, it was her flame glowing in the window that let them close their eyes. The whole village stayed warm because she never, ever let the fire go down. And she was proud of it. To be needed was to be loved, or so the rule went, the quiet rule she had carried so long she had forgotten anyone ever taught it to her. But a fire tended every hour, without pause, asks everything of the one who tends it. Slowly, so slowly she did not see it, the keeper grew thin and grey as wood smoke. Her hands began to shake. The warmth she gave the whole village was warmth she no longer felt in her own chest. Still, she would not sit, because every time she thought of resting, the voice returned. If you stop, the fire dies. And if the fire dies, you have failed them all. Then came a night her body simply would not rise. She sank into the old chair beside the hearth, and the guilt flooded in like cold water through a door. She watched the flames and thought, what kind of keeper sits while there is fire to tend? She had carried half the village through their darkest nights, and here, in her own chair, at last, she felt not rest, but shame. And if you have ever sat down, bone-tired, and felt that exact shame rise up to meet you, then you already know this keeper. You have been her on 100 ordinary evenings. And there, in the stillness, an old keeper's voice came back to her, something she had been taught as a girl and never once believed. Every fire, the old one had said, must be banked. At the end of the day, you gather the embers, you cover them gently with ash, and you let them rest in the dark. Not to kill the fire, to keep it. A flame fed every single moment burns itself to nothing. It is the resting embers, glowing low beneath the ash, that carry the fire safely through to morning. Long after, a Stoic philosopher named Seneca would write the very same truth in his own words. The mind, he said, must be given its rest, for it will rise stronger and clearer for having paused. To the Stoics, rest was never idleness. It was how the flame was kept. And what the healers of the body now know, the old keeper knew by firelight. We do not mend in our effort. We mend in our rest. The body only repairs itself when we finally stop, never while we are still carrying the load. Rest is not the reward for the work. It is part of the work of being alive. So here is what the keeper understood at last, sitting in that chair. The guilt she felt when she rested was never proof that she was lazy. It was the echo of a winter long past. Years before, there had come a winter so cruel that the whole village survived for one reason only. She did not stop. Through every frozen night she fed the fire, and because of her, Not one soul was lost. In that winter, her not resting truly was the line between warmth and the dark. But the winter had ended. The thaw had come, season after season after season, and somewhere inside, she had never quite let herself believe it. Some part of her was still standing in that frozen year, certain that if she sat down even once, the cold would come back for everyone she loved. That was the guilt, not laziness, loyalty. Loyalty to a danger that had long since passed. She had been guarding her people all this time, against a winter that was already over. She was never the fire, she was the one who kept it. And the winter, dear one, had ended a long, long time ago. I will not pretend it was easy for her, and I will not pretend it for you. The first night she let the fire bank low and went to her bed, she barely slept for the wrongness of it. Rest, after a lifetime of tending, does not feel like peace at first. It feels like falling. And when she began to sit more often, to let herself be tended just sometimes instead of always tending, not everyone was glad. Some had grown used to her never needing a thing. Their disappointment was real, but it was not a sign she had failed. It was only the toll on the road back to herself. And then the morning came. She woke, and the embers she had let rest in the dark had not died. They glowed beneath the ash, patient and whole, waiting for her. She uncovered them, breathed on them once, and the fire rose, higher and warmer than it had in years. Because a fire that is allowed to rest does not go out, it endures. So imagine it, for yourself, waking without the whole weight already on your shoulders, letting one small thing stay undone tonight, on purpose, and finding the world does not end. It simply waits. And so, gently, can you. So tonight, when you finally sit and the old voice tells you that you should be doing something, try just once to answer it kindly but firmly. Tell it, the fire is banked, the embers are resting, and so am I. And if you'd like, leave one word below. Rest. Leave it to show yourself that you deserve it, and to give a little courage to the next tired woman who reads it, that she might let herself rest too, perhaps for the very first time. You were never the fire, dear seeker. You were the one who kept it burning all this time for everyone you love. And even you, especially you, are allowed to rest. Before you go, if the Keeper's story found you tonight, there is one more video that might resonate with you. A story for the woman who has done everything right and still never feels she is enough. I'll leave it up here on the screen. Step over to it whenever you're ready. Until then, seekers, walk gently, be kind, and remember, you are already enough. The best self you seek is already inside you.